Hello, I'm going to talk about the Panotti desktop app plugin integration. Right now we only have one plugin, so what you do is you go to this menu, you go to plugins, and you'll see this Google integration. It won't be connected and whatnot. And what this is it allows you to set up your own OAuth authentication for your own workspace, and then be able to have users such as yourself be able to authenticate to it and use those credentials to be able to access the calendar feature within the Panotti app. This isn't as simple as just logging into Google. You actually need to configure it against your own account, and you are responsible for the billing of those API calls to the calendar API at Google, and that's what this is all about. So let's get started here. So if you edit the configuration, there's really nothing to edit at this point. And if you log in, it won't work. But what you need to do is do this setup. So there's view setup instructions are right here. It's very detailed, and this is what we're going to go through. So I'm going to move this off to the side. What you need to do is go to the Google Cloud console, and you'll be able to set up a new project up here. I just call mine Panotti. You can call it whatever you want, but if you call it Panotti, that's probably the best thing to do. And then what you need to do first is go, you go to this sidebar. You can go to APIs and services, and then you need to set up your OAuth consent screen. So if you click here, you need to go through and set up your OAuth app. You want it 9 times out of 10, you're going to want it to be internal. That means that it'll be available only to people within your workspace. But if you really wanted to make it external, then anybody with a Google account can log in. However, it means you need to go through an extra layer of scrutiny to be able to make it externally available. And that will not be covered in this tutorial. That's kind of up to you to Google and figure out how it works. Set rate limits and whatnot. So effectively, you just edit the app. You put the name in here, your support email. Then you need to put your privacy policy, terms of service links in your homepage, and your authorized domain, which is going to be probably your domain for your workspace, and then developer contact information, etc. So you go ahead and you save all of that, and that's how you configure your OAuth screen. So that's the first thing that you do. The next thing you need to do is set up your scopes. So once you have your OAuth screen set up, then you need to close this, and we'll go to the data access part. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is go to so you have your OAuth screen set up. The next thing you need to do is add or remove scopes. So what I'm actually going to do is go to this new experience here. I think this is the easiest way to do it. So this is it kind of brings up the audience again. You probably want this to be internal, and you can go to this data access. And specifically, the scopes you want to add are calendar read-only, events read-only, calendar list read-only, OpenID, user profile, and user email. And how you do that is you hit this add scopes button, and then you can hit manually add scopes, and actually just hit this copy, and that should allow you to just paste it in here and hit add to the table for each one of these. So copy, add to table, update, etc. So you can do that for each one of these scopes here, and then that's going to so for instance, if I copy that, I can put that in here. Add that to the table, copy that, add that to the table, and then update. And then it's going to add all those scopes into my data access. Some of them will be sensitive scopes, like the calendar, and then you have to go down here and hit save. So once you do that, then I'm just going to discard changes because I already have that set up. You hit save, and then that's the data access piece done. So create OAuth client ID. So here you need to go to the credentials, go back here to the API. So if I go back here to API and services, I can click on credentials. So now here's where you create a new credential for the OAuth. So here you click on create credential, then you hit OAuth client ID. So you hit application type, you choose iOS, and then you can put a name. I usually put Panotti. Since I already have this already set up, I'm going to put Panotti new. The bundle identifier has to be this one, so you can hit these little buttons here to paste it. So you can hit that Project Todd thing, and then you can leave the rest of this alone. So you just do that, and then you hit create, and then it's going to open up and see this client ID here is here, and then you can hit this little copy button, and this is the thing that you're going to need to put into the Panotti app to enable all this. So if I click off that, and here's the new one I wrote, I created. You can also copy it from here. So I'm going to copy it from there, and then you want to enable the required APIs. So you go to enabled API and services here. Click on library, and then you want to go to Google Calendar API, and there it is. So you click on that, and you enable this here, and then to get the people information, you can go Google People API. Click on that, and you can enable that as well to get the login information for that person. Again, you're responsible for the cost of using these APIs. If it's low volume, it should be very, very inexpensive. Just some good practices: don't share your client ID or secret with anybody. Always use secure key storage to save these things. Rotate them often if you can. But just to go back to where we're at with the credentials, again, you really want to copy this client ID that you just created, because that's what you need here for the next step. So I can go now and close this, hit this edit configuration. So we're done with that. I can hit edit configuration here, paste in that client ID, and I'll delete this after this video. Hit save, and now I'm connected. One option you have is to actually include your Google Auth token for the logged in user in the callbacks, and this allows you to link that Google ID all the way through the backend server if you want to create new plugins for it, which is kind of handy. But what I can do now is actually log in. So that's going to log me in. I'm going to choose my account. It's going to ask, make sure you trust it. I'm going to allow that, and then now my calendars are actually available there, and now I get this calendar option down here. So I'm going to click on that, and you see now I have all these calendar things. Now, what's different about this than just the standard record won't record any kind of additional metadata. It'll have recording start and end time and whatnot, but the calendar integration will actually save the metadata around not only the title of the event, but also the attendees. This is really handy for creating meeting notes later on. So if I actually go and record against this, it's now recording against that specific event, and it's going to send that metadata over when I stop recording. So if I stop recording, then that's going to send a call back to the server with the additional metadata. So it's pretty handy, and that is the Google Calendar integration piece. Please, if you have any questions or comments, you can always visit our website you can go to help here and go to panotti.io. And we highly encourage you to join the Discord channel that's linked on the website for more direct support and announcements. So thanks a lot. I hope you enjoy that. Have a great day.